Hi, I'm Patrick Klous, and today I will be interviewing my father, Mr. Chuck Klous. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a husband and father of 4 lovely children. I've had a career in sales that spans about 20 years, working for a number of companies. Currently, I work for a company called Travel Click in New York City. I enjoy physical fitness, travel, fine dining, and in my spare time, I coach middle school track.
Describe how your high school and college years formed you into the professional you are today.
My high school and college years, I'll answer that in 2 parts. My high school years, I think, was formed in large part because of, or formed by the fact that I attended an all-boys Catholic school where there's an emphasis on spirituality and values. And those 2 things helped to form me into the kind of person that I am. In college, my experience in college, I think, laid the groundwork for a successful career in the business world. I had a great liberal arts education at Fairfield University in Connecticut, and on top of that, I had a great time, made lots of friends.
How would you describe your career trajectory in the next 15 years?
Well, given the fact that I'm 50 years old, I'd say that my next 15 years will quite possibly be my last 15 years in professional life, but there's still a lot I'd like to accomplish. As I stated earlier, I work for a company called Travel Click, which is part of a large European travel conglomerate by the name of Amadeus. I'd like to explore some different career opportunities within the travel industry in the next 15 years, and I'd also like to gain a little more experience in international business, specifically in Europe and Asia.
Explain your approach to leadership in the workplace.
Well, my approach, having been a sales leader for the last 14 or 15 years at Travel Click and Dun & Bradstreet, my belief is when you're in a leadership position, leading professionals, the most important things are communication and transparency. The folks that work with you always know what to expect, what you're thinking, and there aren't any surprises. That's one of the more important things, or actually I think that's 2 of the more important things in terms of my approach to leadership.
And what is the best quality that defines you as a business professional?
Well, I think my skill set is, the best quality in my professional skill set is that I'm a good negotiator. I'm great at putting together big deals. I most recently put together a very large deal with a very, very large hotel company. And that was a deal that I drove for the better part of a year and got a great outcome for both sides. So I'd like to think that that's a strength of mine.
And do you consider yourself a leader? Explain.
Well, I am a leader. I think my position is one of leadership. I'm a vice president and I lead the enterprise customer group at Travel Click. Prior to that, I was a leader of large sales channels at Dun & Bradstreet, the last of which was the telecommunications channel. So yes, I've been in positions of leadership, although my advice to you is that when you're entering the business world, you should think of every position as one of leadership, because you don't need to be a leader of people to be a leader, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Explain how you would like to move up this company or the next company's ladder in the future.
Well, I having worked for a sort of a small company, a $400 million company in Travel Click, I'm now part of a company that's has a market capitalization of $30 billion. There are lots of opportunities in different parts of the industry. I think rather than having a North American role, I'd like to explore a global leadership role with Amadeus.
Explain your strategy for workplace communication.
Well, my strategy is simple. It's over communication. Most workplace frustrations stem from a lack of communication, poor communication, a lack of transparency. And as long as folks know why you're making the decisions you're making, what the business strategy is behind those decisions, I think you have a better morale in the workplace.
What do you like about working in the hospitality industry?
Well, I love the industry. I've worked in a number of different industries over at this point, I think 28 years. I've worked in financial services. I worked in the data and technology industry. Now I'm in the hospitality industry, and the explanation is pretty straightforward. The hospitality industry is run by people who like other people. You don't enter into the hospitality industry if you're not a person who enjoys making other people happy. That's the simplest way to put it. And I'm also a big fan of nice hotels, as you know, and I enjoy a good meal, and the hospitality industry is full of those types of things.
Explain your strategy for dealing with customers.
That's a simple question with a lot of complicated answers. I think the cliche answer in a role like mine is that you have to find ways to bring value to your customers, and that can come in a lot of ways. In my particular business, we bring value to customers by providing them with data that empowers them and enables them to, simply put, be more profitable. But it's more complicated than that. When you're dealing with large dollars like we deal with, you have to engender trust among your customers, and you must provide solutions for them that are at a price point that work for the company.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Oh, my pleasure, Patrick.